where do you source your meat? Do you have a farm? Do you do it online? Do you just go to Whole Foods? What's your kind of rhythm with that?
So it's interesting. So I get a lot of meats, as you might be, wonder. As I become kind of a meat advocate, there's a lot of ranchers just send me their meat, which is great. I mean, I get free meat, and I'm fully happy to admit that. And if anyone send me free meat, I'm happy to eat it. So I get a lot of this, and it's really high end, nice, sustainably raised stuff. I mean, I get some stuff online, places like Butcher Box and some of these other places. Um, sometimes I go to the store. I mean, I just, I'm not, I'm practical about it. There is meat is not cheap. I mean, particularly if you're eating steaks, which I like to do. So you got to sometimes make a financial decision there. And, if I got to a point where I had unlimited resources and cash, then I would probably say, well, I'd like to buy from this particular farmer or whatever. I really like his quality or his meat or something like that. But that's not the reality for most people. And I want to represent what most people have access to, because most people don't have access to unlimited money where they can say, I'm only going to buy meat that was raised by Buddhist monks, and watered with their tears. And, I mean, I just don't think that's necessarily correct. Now, do I think we should try to, as a community, continue to encourage sustainable practices? Absolutely, I do. But I think at the same time, we still have to consider human health. And if all you can afford is cheap ground beef from Walmart, and that's all your budget allows you, do that, because you're still going to be healthier than if you decided, well, I can't afford it. So I can't afford the best. So now I'm just going to eat potato chips and crackers and processed food, which many people do. And like I said, if you can afford organic fruits and vegetables, you can afford meat. If you can't afford organic and fruits and vegetables, you might be able to afford cheap ground beef, or you can afford the potato chips. And then you have to make a decision what you're going to do. And so I think from an ethics standpoint, and again, I made this point, and a lot of vegans don't like this, but I mean, if you say, as an ethical vegan, my goal is to do the least harm to animals, then you have to say eating a 100% grass-finished animal is the most ethical thing you can do, based on the fact that you're only killing one animal. And even though you say, well, it's not my intention that these field mice and rabbits and bugs and all these other things die because they spray pesticides and farmers shoot them to get them out of their crops. That's not my intention. Well, the animals don't care what your intention is. They're either dead or they're not. And so, I mean, would you rather have an animal that's been run over by a grain thresher, that's been maimed and bleeding to death in the field and lays there for 2 days dying? Or would you rather have a cow that's, had a nice life on grass, and then taken and then killed within a millisecond? I mean, what is more ethical and sustainable in my view? And I think it's clear. And while they'll say most people don't do that, most people don't eat grass-fed, but you can make that individual choice. If it's all about ethics to you, you can certainly, make the choice to do that. And so that's where I think the ethical argument falls short for many of the vegans.